We're talking with Rob Pincus of Personal Defense Network. Rob's an old friend. I've taken classes with you. We've had you out to Aurora Sportsman's Club in Waterman, Illinois. You've taught there. One of the things that you're doing is you're giving advice to range owners and operators on how to do it. So I'm going to ask your advice. As you know, in 2018, we started this guest instructor program.
Right.
And brought you in, and we brought a bunch of other Haley and a bunch of other people in. The theory is trying to go for national recognition and build it up. Is that a sound plan?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that happened when the National Shooting Sports Foundation asked me to come in and kind of help create an educational series of videos, wrote a couple articles trying to get range owners and facility owners or boards of directors for ranges to understand the best ways to integrate training. You know, I'm drawing on 20 years and sometimes up to 50 ranges a year all over the US, Africa, Europe, working with a team of instructors. Some of them are residential instructors, some of them travel around. I've run a range. I've run a 5-star range under the NSSF program, and I even run one range of the year in 2007. So I've seen a lot of ways that it can be done. And what you guys at Aurora are doing, I think, is great. And you're capitalizing on two things. You're capitalizing on a great facility. You've got great berms. You've got a great space. It's convenient. There's plenty of parking. It's easy to find. There's restrooms. You've got big, tall berms. And you've got a great body of students. You've got a great membership and a great area to draw from in central Illinois and you consider it northern Illinois probably, I don't know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Northern Illinois. So in northern Illinois that are hungry for this information, because for so long concealed carry wasn't even a thing in Illinois.
Sure.
And you've got now literally millions of people who are potential students. So a great facility and great students. Now all you have to do is like add instructor, right?
Exactly.
And when you talk about Travis Haley, you talk about bringing me in, Barrett Kendrick from Bearco, one of my guys I know is coming out
Great
there to
guy.
teach. And I don't know who else you're thinking of bringing out there, but I would say, you know, consider really everybody. If you've got a guy who's traveling the country or people who are traveling the world that are teaching this information all over the place, they're going to love what you're doing at Aurora. And so many ranges, I think, they're sort of almost, I don't know if afraid's the right word, but they're concerned that their range won't accommodate good, solid training. When people ask me, what do we need to do training? We need a safe backstop and a target stand for every student. You guys do so much more, but honestly, there's ranges all over the country that may just simply be able to provide a safe backstop and targets for every student, and that's enough.
But now how do you tap into trainers? I mean, literally, I found you because I took a course
Sure.
with you years ago.
Yeah, I think it was Illinois State Rifle Association. Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, everybody knows who Haley is. Shrek has come out. We've had people like that. How do you reach these people and say, pay attention to us?
Well, to some extent, it's shame on them, right? If it's not easy to find that instructor, then he's not doing his job in terms of, you know, marketing his business and doing outreach to find the venues. Now, certainly there are some of us. I mean, I get to the point where I may not be able to get you in this year, but let's see what we can do in 2020. But you should still know how to find me or find
Sure.
my guys in the company or find the people through Personal Defense Network. You know, one of the things that's really important, I tell people, the local instructor, the regional instructor is not to be scoffed at or dismissed. You need to have that base.
Of course.
And what the local instructor, the guy that's going to teach 12 classes a year instead of 1 class a year at your range or at any of the other ranges, the NSSF member ranges out there, that person is probably going to be one of your best resources, because they're going to know which of the national instructors, which of the traveling instructors, the traveling schools fit in best with your facility and with the ethos, if you will, of what's being taught there all the time. Because usually what I find is it's that local instructor that's doing the concealed carry permits, it's the one who's doing the basic marksmanship, it's the one who's doing a lot of the foundational stuff to get people ready for that next level. So if it's one of my guys, like let's say it's somebody from the USCCA Defensive Shooting Fundamentals program that we put together, if it's one of the guys that has been trained in my methodology, he's going to be looking, obviously, for me, for one of the other senior instructors from ICE Trading, maybe somebody like Mike Seeklander, who is very much in line with what we do. It's not exactly the same, but we've worked together on TV shows, we've worked together at Personal Defense Network. He's going to know who's going to fit in the best. So the local instructors become really important resources for any range manager, any range owner.
We've got Eric Callis is head of our Action Shooting Sports, and he's very plugged in. I've gotten a lot of the names from him. So you're right. Homegrown guys keep track of that kind of stuff as their specialty.
Absolutely. And then the other one is if the range owner, the range manager they see a video, they see someone here at SHOT Show, they see somebody on SHOT Show TV, they see somebody on Outdoor Channel, somebody publishes a book, they're in one of the magazines, you know, the national instructors that are the kind of guys you probably want to bring into your range facility, they are publishing articles, they are writing blogs, they are putting videos out, and they should be presenting, you know, at the end of this, you know, hopefully we're going to say, you know, personaldefensenetwork.com, right? If you want to learn more about the training I put out, these guys guys should be putting that information out. And the thing is not to be afraid to reach out and ask. That's what we do.
Sure.
You know, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to say, you know what, I'm busy this year, maybe next year, or they're going to recommend a local instructor that they've certified. But it's really important to not be afraid to reach out and ask.
So coming up this August is National Shooting Sports Month. Tell us a little bit about what that is and how to get involved.
National Shooting Sports Month for me is all about, I think it's about reminding people who are shooters that this is fun. Even, you know, this is work for me, for sure. You know, I'm an educator. People say, oh, you're on the ranges all the time. You must shoot 50,000 rounds a year. I've had years where I've shot 50,000 rounds, but they are long in my past, right? Nowadays, if I'm teaching 30, 40, 50 classes a year on the range, I might shoot 12,000, 15,000 rounds personally in my training and my development, but during the average class, I'm not shooting much.
Sure.
I'm coaching. So for me, National Shooting Sports Month in August is a reminder that I enjoy shooting. I enjoy unknown distance at long range with a 308. I enjoy going out and sneaking into a 2-gun or a 3-gun competition every once in a while with some guys at a local club. I enjoy just going out and shooting some guns that are in the back of the safe that I haven't touched in a while. So the whole hashtag Let's Go Shooting to me is a rallying cry and a reminder for those of us who are firearms enthusiasts and especially who work in the industry, and as so many people watching SHOT Show TV obviously work in the industry, to just get out there and have fun.
Sure. So you're a busy guy, but what do you got planned coming up this year in 2019?
You know, the biggest thing, we're launching the Avidity Arms PD-10 for, 4 years in a row now, I think, right? So we told you, here's a napkin sketch. I've designed my own gun. I've got some partners, and we're going to bring this gun to market. We're still full steam ahead with that. We just had a great range day or industry day at the range here with SHOT Show. You were out there. You've shot the gun. You know what I'm talking about. So we're very excited about that this year. Also, the Personal Defense Network training tour, right? That from March through July every year. I start down at my home range, Ancient City Range down in Florida. And from Ancient City Shooting Center, I go up the East Coast and up into New England and zigzag across the Midwest, end up in Illinois, do a few classes, and then cut across the plains, the mountains, out to the Pacific Northwest is where we end the tour. And I'll make about 30 to 40 stops on that tour, and I'll have 12 other instructors teaching all over the country as well. So we'll have over 125 events this year. We figure we'll have about 1,000 students live in person. It's really a great way to reach out, get to know the ranges, see what people are doing, see what works and what doesn't, and help evolve our programs as well as evolving all those little training pockets all across the country. So I always get excited about that, and that'll kick off again from St. Augustine, Florida on March 23rd is our first class this year.
So how do people sign up and find out more?
PersonalDefenseNetwork.com and hit that training tab, and you're going to see who our sponsors are and who the classes that are being offered, where those classes are being offered. Of course, you can always learn more about the programs that my staff and I put out at icetraining.us. ICE Training Company is my flagship training company, I guess, if you will. But if people are interested in learning, and in fact, even learning how to host courses, how to become instructors, we have a lot of those videos and those articles written at PersonalDefenseNetwork.com as well. So that's a great place to go.
Thanks. Rob Pincus, good friend, a great trainer.